Hi, I'm Brian A. Boyson, Peak Performance Sales Strategist and Coach at SAP. And thanks for tuning in to the Millennial Sales Life, episode 10, titled, Have You Built Your Foundation? If you're an early talent salesperson or a millennial just starting out in sales, listen up, all right? This is very important that you really need to have a strategy around building your foundation in your first job or first couple of years selling. If you don't spend the time, energy, and effort to build a solid foundation, it could come back to bite you in your career, all right? And one of the big things is as an early salesperson, we're learning the sales game, we're learning about the company, we're learning how to interact with people and customers internally, externally. And sometimes we feel like we're working many, many hours, even on weekends, and not really, executing as much as we want to or seeing the results that we want to see, right? And this can be really, really frustrating. I know for me, early in my career, I definitely went into the office on weekends and Saturdays, and I thought I was working hard, putting the time, energy, and effort, but I really wasn't focusing on the right things, right? So once I got clear with what building a foundation was and really spent the energy and effort doing that, everything changed for me. Also, it's good to do it early in your career, first year, second year, because as the experience develops, companies and prospects and people aren't going to be as willing to give you that leeway to work and build that foundation, right? So I talk about real estate because for the last 10 years I've been a real estate investor, and I love real estate. It's a great side business for me. And with properties, they need solid foundations. If they don't, they're not going to last a long time. They're going to crumble, right? Same thing here. So I just want to share with you a strategy around doing exactly that, building the foundation, right? So going back to real estate, we'll talk about pillars. When you first start as a salesperson, you want to identify 3 to 5 pillars that you're going to work on throughout the year, right? And then once you identify those for you, share them with your management, circulate them around, get feedback, make sure everybody's on board, and then use those 3 to 5 pillars to track your progress over time, either on a quarterly basis or most certainly, on an annual basis, and even more common now, keep an open dialogue back and forth, right? So I'll share with you 5 pillars that you can use, or you can come up with your own, whatever makes sense, but these are some that I use and they really helped me develop in my career. So the first one is performance, right? This is more of a black and white one, right? You either hit your metrics, talk time, number of dials, number of meetings, your quota, closed revenue. This is going to be easy to see, right? And this is also a big challenge too, because at the end of the day, if you're an early talent salesperson and you're still developing and you haven't sold a lot, what are they going to see at the end of the year? They're going to see zeros or a low percentage of quota, right? Now, does that tell the full story? It may not, but you want to take control of that and be able to show a full picture of you as a person and what you're doing in your career, right? So performance is one, that's an easy one. The second one is growth and development. You need a growth and development plan in place, right? And like I shared in other videos, I spent over $50,000 in growth and development. You don't have to go too insane like that, especially early on in your career, but a couple examples at SAP, I got feedback that I wasn't delivering enough executive presence in meetings. So I found an executive presence training, 2-day training here that SAP offered, and I worked on that and got better at that over time, right? So there's things that you can do, read books, learn from other mentors, things like that. So you have to put together a growth and development strategy, and you want to have maybe 3 to 5 bullets that you're going to do every quarter. So at the end of the quarter, you can sit down with your management and say, hey, these are the 3 I set out to do. I did 2, or I did 3, or I exceeded them, and you have something else to track, right? So the third pillar that I would look at is contribution, right? Contribution is important. As an early salesperson, you're taking a lot from others, right? So you always want to see how you could give back. And it may just be, hey, is there anything if I can help you with, please just let me know, right? At least if you offer, then it shows that you care. But for example, it doesn't have to be huge things. Like I went to a Tony Robbins event and I asked my VP if I could share what I learned from the event and how it applied to sales, right? So I was able to get on a team call, share a perspective outside of SAP that really helped me grow and develop, and share that with the team, right? So that was under my contribution bucket. I hit that, and so that was my third pillar there. And I had other things that I did throughout the year. The next pillar I had, I called the mentors table, right? You need to put together people that have done the job that you're trying to do, right? So as soon as I got to SAP, I had to try to find the best people in different areas, right? When you're young and you're trying to ask people questions, you don't want to overload one particular person with all the questions and everything that you need. So you want to spread the wealth, put a mentors table together. And not only that, but you want to find people that are experts in their area. Like I had a person that was an expert in negotiation. I had a person that was an expert in executive presence. I had a person that was an expert in deal structuring, right? I had an expert that knew SAP really well and knew pricing. So I went to different people for different things, and this I just got from observing in team meetings and asking other people, who was good at what, and I was able to put together a dream team mentors table, which accelerated my learning and development and didn't really burn out anybody that I was going for questions, because I had a lot of questions. All right, and the last one is the last pillar I had was a stretch pillar, right? You want to put yourself in uncomfortable positions, you want to continue to grow, and you want to stretch as much as you can. And the example I'll give you is after I had sold for 3 years at SAP, I put a stretch for me was to learn more about coaching and see what SAP had for coaching. And once I put that out there as a goal, I circulated my QBRs with management. I started finding out that SAP was doing a lot already with coaching. We had an SAP Global Coaching Practice. We had a program that would fund your coaching training. And so I started seeing these things I never saw before, went out there, was able to learn more about it, get educated, get some of the trainings, and it ultimately, that stretch project led me to where I am today as a coach at SAP. So these things are important. You want to build your foundation. You want to make sure that you circulate them with your VP and management. So at the end of the year, you're not just a number, right? You've done hopefully 3 to 5 buckets of pillars over time, and you've built up your brand and who you are. And at the end of that year, you're going to be a lot further along than just trying to pick up calls and close meetings and win over customers. So that's my perspective on building your foundation. Start now because you want to make sure that you get it done early, and then you're always going to build upon that, right? So hopefully you can build a masterpiece, and can't wait to see what you do. So if you like this or this was helpful, please engage, share with your community, and I really appreciate you tuning in. And I'll leave you with what I always leave you with: rise up every day of your life, set a new standard, make you move, and become who you are.